I'm not a fan of aluminum tow hooks at all, so what I did is I found two steel ones that will work with the Scion TC. The first one's from JDM Sport. They actually marketed this for 2011 to 2016 TCs, but they weren't aware, and neither was I, that there was a change in the threading size. The 2011 to 2013 TCs had an M20x2 threading, and the 2014 to 2016s had an M24x2 threading. So this one's actually too small for my TC, since I've got a 2016. But the trick is you actually order the one for the 2005 to 2010 TC, because that also has an M24x2. So this is the first one, which is the traditional tow hook, except all steel. And the other one that we're going to look at is from NRG Innovations, which is actually a tow strap. So nice strong nylon, all steel here, and then all steel. And this one is actually an M24. It's 25 degrees out, and I don't want to be out there as much as possible, but I want one of these installed at least, because it is winter time. In my previous car, I did hit black ice, went off the road, had to deal with trying to track down the tow hook in the trunk, dig through piles of stuff, get the cover off, install it. It was freezing out. I'd rather have one of these tow hooks readily available in case I do go off the road in that type of instance. And the nice thing is, now that I have a rod here, it's actually compatible with the other tow hook. Let's start by taking a look at the tow hook. Now, this is for the 2011 to 2013 TC because of the M20x2 threading. The vendor, after I talked to them, removed the listings for the 2014 to 2016 TCs, and they never actually put a specific one for that, even though I told them the threading size. But I discovered last week that if you order a 2005 to 2010 TC tow hook, it will have the correct M24x2. Quality seems pretty good, nice and heavy steel. The paint finish seems pretty good. I did notice a small, like little chip on here. I don't know how well this will hold up over time, but you can easily remove the two hex screws on the side and the sleeve in here to take this off, and then you can repaint it if you need to. It's got a little grub screw here that you'll tighten down, and that will keep it from swinging back and forth when not in use and hitting the bumper. The NRG Innovation tow strap looks great. This is obviously the M24x2 threading rod. This will fit the 2014 to 2016 TC, basically mine, as well as the first gen TCs, the 2005s to 2010s. So, as with the tow hook, it has a grub screw down here so that you can tighten it and keep the strap from swinging back and forth. The nylon looks really good, looks nice and tight. Threading looks good. So it's got the nice logo on here, proper stitching all around. I haven't read any bad reviews about anyone that's used this on the track, so that's good. But again, both of these are steel, so I wouldn't imagine having any issues with that. Alright, let's go ahead and get this installed. As you can see, there's a plastic panel here, and that's where the tow hook mounts behind. There's a matching one on the driver's side as well, and that's in fact how I have my license plate installed. To access the mount here, just stick your fingers underneath the plastic panel and lift up and pull away. It's going to be held in place with this piece of plastic. It's just shaped like a little arrow, so all you have to do is work it to one side so one tip of the arrow sticks out, and then push it forward until you can get it to pop out completely. Before I install the rod, I went ahead and applied anti-seize on there. The worst thing that could happen is that this gets stuck in there, because it's really hard to get a good grip on this to take it out without removing the bumper if it gets seized on there. The rod's going to screw in pretty far, so it's going to be easier if you take the lock nut off because of the way that you have to take your wrench and tighten it down. Also, as you're rotating it, be careful not to accidentally nick your bumper with the edge of the wrench here. But that's how far in it should be once it's installed. Here's what it looks like with the tow strap installed. And here's what it looks like with the tow hook installed. I positioned it so that the grub screw is facing up to make tightening it down easier, and I also made sure that there's a little bit of play here so I can still loosen or tighten the lock nut. I had the option to screw it all the way back down, but then I wouldn't have been able to make any adjustments if I need to loosen it. As for securing it, I just held this in place with one hand and then used my wrench to rotate the lock nut counterclockwise to press it up against the back. So now it's nice and secure. And then I applied some anti-seize to the grub screw and then used a 2mm hex key to tighten it down just enough that it won't move on its own, but I can still apply a little bit of force and position it. That way, it's just, I don't want it to move when I'm driving, but I want to be able to move it when I need to use it without having to get additional tools out. All right, let's see again what it looks like now that it's fully installed. All right, I'm pretty happy with that, and it doesn't stick out very much, which is the nice thing about having this hook as opposed to the factory hook installed. Hopefully I don't hit any black ice anytime soon, but if I do, at least I know I can get pulled back onto the road without that tow hook snapping in half. Now, some people think it's a little ridiculous to leave the tow hook installed all the time, or even ricey, but I actually use mine. I have a roof rack installed, and I use it almost every weekend to carry things, and if I have anything that's very long, or anything with a lot of surface area that can be picked up by the wind easy,